Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? It's your boy. It's your homie. I ain't no buster. It's Surprise City OG, the prize Alec Price, and you are here watching the 3 Count podcast, baby. What's good?
I'm in fashion.
Welcome everybody to another great edition of the 3 Count Podcast presents Now Entering, and I'm your host, Clifford Red Dog Miller, the man that leads you up that mountain called wrestling. That's right, and by all these episodes, you should be saying it with me. I am your Sherpa. But like every good Sherpa, you gotta have someone who's been there, done that, and can do it more efficiently than you can. And that's why it's never about me, but it's about who's entering the ring. And who's entering the ring today? Well, you see him right there. Yes, see my man right there. He is with
What's good?
IWT, BIP, Russell Open, JCW, GCW, Limitless CW, Enjoy, New Texas, LA Fights versus JCW,
C4
NEW,
this
and
weekend too.
beyond. Say it one more
C4
time.
this weekend too. And not only C4 this weekend, what else is the other one I got? Ooh. It's coming to me. It's coming to me. I know I got C4 this weekend, and I got DPW, Deadlock Pro in North Carolina. The Prize City OG is going all over the place. As you can see, I'm spotting my gold, the Southeast Trash Belt, the Stupid Bone Storm Championship, and this Northeast Beauty right here, the Limitless Wrestling World Championship, baby.
That's right. You see him right there? He is the Prize City OG, Alec Price.
Was good.
Yo, what's up, man? How you been?
I'm chilling, chilling like a villain. Just worked out, ate some nice chicken and Spanish rice, and I'm about to work out again after.
You know, you feel that way too, right? You just like, oh, and after like a good pump session, man, you get yourself like all hyped up. You're like, I gotta get another one in
Yo,
towards the end of the day, just like a sleep well, and then wake up and start the morning feeling great.
you know that, bro. Feeling great physically and mentally.
Hell yeah, man. Yo, so I did check it out, and I did see that you were from Boston. Man, I'm not gonna even front, dude. I love me some Worcester, Massachusetts.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I love Worcester, but I'm from the Bean Town, the Bloody Bean in East Boston, Massachusetts. I was born in Southie, raised in Eastie.
Okay, nice, man. And my uncle gonna flip, dude, because he's a Brockton boy himself, so he's just like he knows about it. So
Yeah, Brockton gets down, no cap.
yeah,
Yo,
it really
gets down.
does.
It gets down and dirty in Brockton.
Yo, so hey man, on the real, let's find out, man. Who is Alec Price?
Alec Price, no cap. I'm just a loudmouth with a death wish. I was born in East Boston. I grew up in a 2.5 bedroom apartment with a family of 7. We didn't really have much, but my dad, was a hardworking man. He took care of the bills. What we could have, we had. You know what I mean? Like we had what we needed to survive. But that's what we did. We survived. Everything I've gotten in my life, I had to get with my own hands. You know what I mean? So like I'm just a hardworking individual that just wants to take over the world. I want everything I didn't have so I can pass it on to my son or my kid or whenever I have, like, I don't have no kids, but whenever I do have a next generation, I want to be able to take care of them and take care of my family too. So that's me.
No, that's lit though, man. Because I feel like that's just good life things anyway, right? We always want to make sure that we have something representing for the next generation of us, right? Like no cap for it
Yeah,
at
plus
all.
like I grew up in Eastie. Not a lot of people from Eastie ever made it out of Eastie. It's kind of
Right.
like a circle. I want to be the first person to put Eastie on the map.
There you go, though. That makes sense, though, and I understand. I know a lot of our people that are watching the show, they don't get it because they're not from Massachusetts. So we have to clue them in, man.
You know what I mean?
So, yo, what brought you into the sport, though?
I've always like I remember like early memories of me and my nana. We'd be sitting in front of the TV, watch wrestling. She was a big wrestling fan. She loved wrestling. Um, I remember like she would be like, if she watched wrestling, the whole block watched wrestling. She'd be like, Travis, rip his head off. Da-da-da. Like it was crazy. But I watched it with her. She loved the Von Erichs.
Mm.
When she died, like I didn't really watch it with anybody. Kind of fell off from wrestling for a little bit because just where I grew up, like no one was messing with wrestling and hood. You know what I mean? In the hood, like in the hood schools, like it was just I didn't have anybody else to love it, like to share with. And then I bet my boy Eddie, and then he had like all the belts and all the the toys, and like everything. Like it was like he had all the games and stuff. So like I found somebody that was on the same level of like, yo, somebody else loves wrestling as much as I do. I have someone to talk to about it and like tell all these crazy stuff that I've been like going on the internet and watching, you know what I mean, about wrestling. And after that I did a year backyard. I almost got like I think I almost broke my neck one day because somebody gave me like a wrong Canadian destroyer, and then
Mm-hmm.
I decided to find a wrestling school. So I went to the Bell Time Club in Wakefield, Massachusetts. I've been trained by Bo Douglas and Benny Jukes. Bo Douglas was trained by Killer Kowalski, and Benny Jukes was trained by Tony Roy and Richard Burns. So I went there and I fell in love with it. I feel like it's the one thing in my life like I've been put on this earth to do. I've done sports throughout my life. You know what I mean? Like I played basketball, baseball, football, hockey, track, everything that I can get my hands on because I was an active kid. But I was a good athlete, good player. Never really was it. You know what I mean? Like my brother was the football star. My other brother's a mechanic. The other brother was this. You know what I mean? Like when I step in that ring, I feel like this is what I was supposed to be.
Yeah, and no doubt, man. Like when I watch you in a ring too, because I've watched a few of your matches now, and I could definitely tell like you're just like that's a comfort zone, right? And the very few people ever find like that real comfort zone that they're excited about. So
Yeah.
knowing I see that, man, especially when I watched you and Tyree Taylor work, I was like, yo, this man is just having way too much fun in his ring, doing all the things that he's doing.
Yo, I love it. It's crazy.
Yo, so tell me, man, what's the worst bump that you've taken?
Uh, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I ain't no I really don't like. I like taking crazy bumps. I'm not really like one to like. I don't know. Nothing really. I kind of like bumping. So I think maybe like I took one power bomb where like it was like he like tucked me in and I accidentally hit my head. But other than that, nothing really like too like hurtful to me. I've taken some crazy stuff. I took like a burning hammer off the top rope. Um, I'm taking a fisherman buster through like a ladder. I got the stick up hit on me to a ladder. Like I'm taking a lot of crazy bumps, but nothing really that hurts.
Not yet, at least, man. Wait till
Yeah,
you get
not
to
yet
about
at
my
least.
age, and then
I'm
you
still
can.
young. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Because I know, like, I sit back and I'm watching, and like, I'm in my late 30s, man, and I had just started, so I'm like watching everybody else take these bumps. I'm like, you know what, man? Like, I think I'm good. I think I'm good right where I'm at. Yo, so talk to me, man. Like, after you get done with like a match or like, after a show, what's that post match meal that you got to have?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, usually because I get out so late, it's like whatever's open. But like, if it's like a Wawa's, I gotta have like a club, like a turkey and ham club. If we're going to Sheets, I gotta get those pizzas. Like their 5 meat pizzas are fire. Like Sheets is crazy good. Other than that, it's just legit whatever's open. I can eat anything. I just don't like fish or anything like that.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like unless it's like cod or haddock and it's made by my mom, I'm not eating it. You know what I mean? Like I don't trust no seafood from no fast food or no restaurants for some reason.
No, I 100% feel that. 100%. If I stop at a gas station, whether it's a Sheetz or a Wawa's, and I see there's like Rockport fish sandwich, I'm like,
Like,
no, we can just
nah. Yeah,
pass
nah.
that
I'm
right
just
on to
gonna,
the
yeah, get away from me.
side. I'll find me a Taco Bell or something, man.
That's
Like
what
I'm
I'm
good.
saying.
Yo, all right. Well then, talk to me about like one of the hardest lessons that you've had to learn so far in the business.
Uh, there's a lot of fake people. Um, like you don't really realize it. Like when I was like green and I just started out, I thought like New England was only it. And then I finally got like a step out of New England or out of the Northeast, and I was like, holy shit, like it's not just it. Like all these people that I thought were like the top guys and on top were like they were just like phonies. You know what I mean? Like it's not like they were phonies, but like the way they talked about them was like they were getting booked everywhere under the sun, and then you go out and you realize like, oh, these guys were just hyping themselves up. You feel me? Like you just gotta realize there's a lot of fake people in this business. But when you find a real one, like there's a lot of real people too. They're few and far between, but there are real people. Like I met a lot of real people and I met a lot of fake people, but I'm a professional and I can handle myself. You know what I mean? Like Yeah, it's probably it. Like, other than that, and like, what else? Um, oh, always listen to C.W. Anderson.
Yes. Yes, that's great
Always
advice.
listen to C.W. Anderson. I'll tell you the story. Like, so me and my boys were driving back from South Carolina, and it was me, Channing Thomas, my trainer, and my cameraman named Paul. And we were driving back, and he told us, listen, there's a snowstorm coming, and nobody down here knows how to handle a snowstorm. Like, take the coast. It won't hit it. It takes a little bit longer, but take the coast. I'm telling you. They go, okay, we're going to listen, C.W. Anderson. They start driving. They look at the GPS. My boy goes, hey, it says it's the regular amount of time if we just go up the regular way. And Paul, being the person that's been in wrestling longer, supposed to be the vet, goes, you know what? If you think that's going to work, let's do it. Let's go. If it's the same amount of time, let's go. We got stuck in the worst snowstorm. These people do not know how to handle a snowstorm. There are cars on the side of the highway. There are freaking dead bodies. People are getting pulled out the ditch. They got these crazy snow machines that go sideways, and you think a tractor trailer is flipping over. We freaking turned a couple of it was like it was crazy. We were going 20 on the highway, and it looks like the Millennium Falcon, like when it was going into hyperspace.
Yeah, that's a great
We're
way.
stuck in
That's
this
a great way
car.
to explain it.
Yo, it's stuck in this car for it's supposed to be like a 10-hour trip, right? Nah, we were in that car for 26 hours.
Oh no.
Because we got stuck in South Carolina. I freaking passed out. I woke up and it's the morning. Paul's like, I don't know what we're gonna do. I can't drive in the snow. Like, we're gonna be stuck here for a couple days. My trainer's been sleeping all night. He's like, you know what I mean? He wakes up, he goes, what do you mean? He goes, get out of it. And he freaking kicks Paul out of the freaking driver's seat, drives us through the rest of the snowstorm. And the minute we hit Virginia, it just stopped. Like that was that was crazy. That was bad.
Yeah. So
the moral of the story, always listen to C.W. Anderson.
Yo, I'll tell you, man, the funniest thing is that so I live in Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
And my guy, when it's raining, it actually let me caveat this. When there's the thought of rain, I'm talking about you Baltimoreans out there. Don't worry, you're gonna hear this too, and you all know it's true. The thought of rain, suddenly there's like 8 car accidents happening on the road, bro. You want to talk about I've driven in some of the worst cities ever.
Yo.
whether it be Honolulu, Hawaii, or Baltimore, Maryland, or Boston, Massachusetts. I said what I said. Y'all know what I'm saying.
Boston, yo, people do not know how to drive out here. I do, but they don't. Like, it's crazy.
I legitimately have driven. I've watched these cars in Baltimore just collide.
Yeah.
Just I just watched the clouds come over. I'm just like, all right, on the defense because I know it's gonna happen. One drop, Austin's like, 8 cars. What happened? I was like, trust, yeah, man. So if someone gave me advice and was like, hey, yo, don't go that route.
Mm-hmm.
Take this way. I'm going that way.
I'm going that way. I'm not going that route. Yeah, no, I feel you. They should have listened. I just didn't say it. That was green. But then I'm on the road like, why didn't we just go the other way? Why didn't we listen to CW? Like, cars are abandoned on the highway. It was crazy.
Yeah, I totally understand. So, actually, and then to credit to your other point, right? It was something that O'Shea Edwards has said to me, right? He said, there's going to be a lot of people. You're going to know a lot of people. You're going to have a lot of friends in this business, but just know that all your friends aren't going to be on your team. And then everybody on your team isn't going to be in your corner. And ever since I heard that, I was like, man, it's almost not like a paranoia feeling, but it's one of those sleep with one eye open kind of deals where you're just kind of like,
it's just like crack.
Yeah.
It's just like I compare wrestling to just like if you're running track, right? You're on a team with people. You're all trying to beat the opposite team, but you're also still facing your teammates in the events, and you're trying to score better than your teammates because there's that. So it's legit the same thing. Like, everyone is a family, but not everyone's your family.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you're gonna have to be. There's moments where you're fighting your family for your opportunities because, we are every wrestler is their own business and their own you know what I mean? Like they're like private contractors basically.
Yep.
So like if we're bidding, like, it's like trash. If you're bidding for a city, you know what I mean? The other company's gonna bid for that city. It's the same thing in wrestling. If I'm trying to get on that show and you're trying to get on that show, we're both trying to do what we have to do to get on that show. It doesn't mean you're gonna stab somebody in the back, but it means like I'm trying to get my stuff there first. You know what I mean?
Yep. And then that's the part where you're gonna have to kind of trust yourself and know, like, hey man, like I know I put out a good product. If it's not meant for me this time, shit, maybe there'll be another time where I might have that
That's
opportunity.
what I'm saying.
Actually, and I've always been, it's funny because recently, like, there was like a miscommunication, and I just reached out to a company. I was like, hey man, like, I know we talked about this before, but do you guys have a spot? And they're like, no, unfortunately we're filled. And I was like, bet I'll still head up,
Yeah.
in case something happens. But it's like that's just like an offer service. But if someone came to me and was like, hey, we want to bring on our show on this date, I'm like, sorry, bro, I'm gonna go take the other date that I am versus like the one that could possibly be there.
Yeah, like it's just like if you're open that day, people come take the booking. Like everyone's road's different. Sometimes you may not get there the first time, but you'll get back there the second. Like it just takes a little bit. Like somebody, like people get signed within a year or 6 months, but then takes people 10 years to get signed and
Right.
be on TV.
Facts.
Just
Hey,
wrestling.
yeah, it really is. What kind of advice would you give to up and coming wrestlers?
People be like, like I say, pay dues, and I mean pay dues like just the term that I learned because I was trained old school. Like, go to shows, help out. Doesn't mean you got to be someone's like someone's, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to like do everything possible to do like, but like show up, help out. You know what I mean? Ask them if they need help. Like just show that you want to be like you want to be on their shows. There's a lot of people that I feel like nowadays just expect to be on something or they should be on something because they're on this. Like no, everybody has to pay their dues. For the first year and a half of my career, I was on the road with big time wrestling up and down the East Coast paying my dues. Not I wasn't like I went on those shows knowing that I probably wasn't going to wrestle, but I was there to like to show face and meet people and see the country and like that's you know what I mean, like what wrestling's supposed to do. Like I feel like a lot of people just like they see people getting signed within a year and then they're like, oh, that should be me. But it's like you have to put in the work. Those people put in the work, and even if they did it, everyone's road's different. They could get there because they just got the right opportunity and the right people seeing them. You know what I mean? So if you just want to make it in this business, just show you want to make it. Like I love this shit. Like this is something that like I want to do for the rest of my life. This is something that like if I couldn't produce the product that I know I can, I don't want to do it because I love this shit so much. So like prove that you love it, prove that you want to do it. Like I hate people that just come in and like they don't really care about it and they got like the best look that any like they have a look that people would want, but they don't care about it. It's just it just upsets me because I want this so bad, and I have to work twice as hard as anybody else because I know that I always have to prove myself whether I'm in that ring or outside that ring.
Facts. I mean, I feel that point, dude. Like I know, like for me, because I'm on the other side of things, like I'm on the back end of what people call like your prime, right? And I'm like, yo, like
I mean,
give me a
DDP
shot
got
here.
signed in his 30s.
Yeah,
He was
that's
like
what I was like.
34.
I'm like, yo, give me. I was like, just give me an opportunity, and I'll show you what I can do. That's all I need. And
That's what
even
I'm
if you even
saying.
gave me some dark match, I don't care. Just whatever. Let me show you what I can do.
People don't do that. They just expect to be like, I'm gonna get that booking. It's like you gotta go out and show face. You gotta like
Yep.
if there's two sides of wrestling. There's the wrestling in the ring, there's the wrestling outside the ring. You are your own business, you are your own professional. So you gotta be professional and like you want you like if you know what I mean? Like it's not hard, but people just that's the only thing. Like I'm still 5 years in. I'm not no vet. You know what I mean? I still have a long road to go and a lot to learn, but this is just something that it helped me get booked. Like when I was green and I started showing up at Limitless and I just got on their Let's Wrestle shows and I was at every Limitless show since I was on Let's Wrestle, or I was at Beyond running cables, helping them like run cables or do whatever they need, and then I got on Beyond shows and then I was in the tournament for tomorrow. Now I'm there and I'm the ace. You know what I mean? Now I'm the Limitless World Champion because I proved that I wanted it. Every time I kept going there and showing that I wanted this and getting better at every opportunity that they gave me. So you just got to work for it. You got to prove like people are always going to be like, I don't know about him. and then you're gonna have to prove like to work 10 times harder than anybody else because you know that they don't know about you. You know what I mean?
Yep. 100%.
Got to
100%
prove
know what you
everyone
mean.
wrong.
Yep. Hey, so you've been in a lot of different locker rooms and a lot of different areas, so I'm kind of curious and I need to know one do and one don't of the locker room.
I mean, obviously, one don't steal from anybody in the locker room. Because I mean, I hate thieves. Everybody hates thieves. Like we're in the same locker room. Sometimes locker rooms are big. Sometimes they're really small, and everybody's trusting in the other person to not take anything. You know what I mean? Like that's definitely one don't. One do say hi to everybody. You know, a lot of people don't know. Like they do the shaking hand. You got to shake hands. That's just one way. Like I was trained. You know what I mean? It's it's just respectful. You know what I mean? Like even if you don't like somebody, shake their hands. There's plenty of people that I don't like, but I still shake the hand as a professional because I'm a professional. My personal stuff doesn't have to get into wrestling. People forget that wrestling isn't like it's real. There's physical aspects, but there's like it's you know what I mean? Like people get too caught up into it, and then they like it's just they bring their own personal bullshit into it. It's a business. When you go to work, you don't bring your personal bullshit to work. You leave that aside. It's the same stuff. So, yeah, like don't like shake everyone's hands. You don't know who's gonna be on top. You don't know who's you know what I mean? Like just be respectful. Like just shake someone's hand. Like it's not that hard. Be like, hey, how you doing? How's everything? You know what I mean? Like show them that you know, like, hey, I'm a wrestler just like you, and I'm working for the same goal as you. You know what I mean? We're cool. Like
Yeah,
so.
something I hear a lot too is that like, as you're on your way up, you're gonna pass a lot of people. But on your way down, you're probably gonna pass those same people. So if you're not being
Exactly.
respectful, man, you're gonna hear about it. You're gonna
That's what
know
I'm
about
saying.
it. Hey, so these are all my heavy hitting questions, but we do got to get into the second best segment of the 3 Count Podcast, and that is the 3 Count Podcast 10 Count Questions. Now you may ask yourself, Alec, what is the number one, you know, part of this program, of the part of this podcast? It's the Red Dogs Power Rankings. You can find every Sunday on our debate show. But let's get into the 10 Count Questions, how it works. I'm going to fire off 10 questions at you, and whatever's your answer, that's your answer.
All right.
So I'm going to put on the imaginary timer for added pressure. And here we go. SmackDown or Raw?
Raw.
Favorite movie?
Step Brothers.
Sonic or Mario?
Oh, Sonic.
Favorite color?
Pink. Neon pink.
A Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Favorite submission?
Fuller leg lock.
Nice. I like it. Dunkin's or Cumbies?
Duncan's.
See. All right, all right. Favorite podcast?
Joey Diaz.
Let's go. Nominate one person that you want to see on this podcast.
Channing Thomas.
And then last but not least, my favorite question to ask every single person who comes on this show. Favorite curse word?
Favorite curse word's got to be like motherfucker.
Is there any other one?
Any other one?
Nah. Because that is like the ultimate one that you throw at people when you need it.
Yeah, or like yeah, it's definitely like you motherfucker.
And it could be in so many different things, right? You look at people and be like, motherfucker.
Yeah, you motherfucker. Yeah, it goes with every tone. Like
You inquisitive? Motherfucker?
Yeah,
Like, yo.
Like you're just confused, like you motherfucker. Oh,
Right.
shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like it goes with everything.
Bet. Well, those are all my heavy hitting questions and the 10 Count Podcast questions. But the last thing I need from you, Alec, is to let our listeners and our viewers know where they can find you.
What's good? So if you're watching this podcast, it's either because you're a friend of me, you're not really a friend, you're just a fan of me, or you really like this podcast. I think it's the second one, and I also think it's the first one. I think it's a little bit of both. So what you want to do is follow this podcast, because if you haven't followed this podcast, you're a joke. If you haven't followed them on their social medias, you're a joke. And go follow me. Don't be a buster. Stop what you're doing. Instagram and Twitter is the same handle at Prize City OG. Go to Facebook. My Facebook page is the Prize City OG. I also got the Prize Alec Price is my fan page. I just got a TikTok. There's some Via videos on there. It's the same thing. The Prize City OG. Come at me. And Snapchat's only for the woes. Also, go to my pwts.com. I got some nice shirts on there. I also got fanny packs. I just sold out of my fanny packs and I'm getting more. So, come at me. Don't be a buster. Be a part of the prizes posse. Be a G, not a flea. You feel me?
Bets. There you go. You have everything that he wants to give you. So y'all ain't trying to follow him. Y'all just faking out. But we got to do what we always do. And we got to do with our favorite part of a wrestling match. Take it home. Because this is the 3 Count Podcast presents Now Entering the Ring, and I'm your host, Clifford Red Dog Miller, the man that leads you up this mountain called wrestling. That's right, and by now, like I said, you be calling me your Sherpa, but like every good Sherpa, you got to have someone who's been there, done that, and can do it more efficient than you can. That's why it's never about me. It's about who's entering the ring, and you see him right there, the Prize City OG, Alec Price himself. So you guys know what to do. Tune into the next episode and be there, or you just wait for this episode to end. You wait for the outro. And you choose another episode to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Peace.
Deuces.
What's going on, 3 Count Nation? I'm Clifford Red Dog Miller with the catchphrase. But what I really want you to do right now, go to twitter.com, right? Go over there. Find us at the 3count_pod. Give us a follow. Give us a like. Give us a comment. We want to talk to you guys. Go to IG at the 3countpod. Give us a like. Give us a follow. Leave us a comment. We want to interact with you. Go to youtube.com. Give us a subscribe. Turn the bell on. Turn the notifications. Leave a comment. We want to talk to you. Go to anchor.fm/the 3 Count Podcast, and in there, you can leave us a message, and we will talk to you. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is that we want to talk to you. We want to have fun with you guys, and we love listening to what you guys have to say. Also, one thing I need you to do for me, the 3 Count Podcast also has merchandise. Oh! At prowrestlingtees.com/the 3 Count Pod. Please go buy our t-shirts. We love you guys, and we hope you love us too. So, show us some support, please.